You start the game. It's one of the quirky parts of this is like, no worries. And I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that, but I heard they're having trouble with the door down there. The pin was. What's up? Welcome, everybody, in Game 3 of District 3 action for Wayzata Golds here against our visitors from Delano. I think they've got one game in the books by quick. They got one win, I think, against Armstrong. Well, I think they beat Armstrong by one. Okay. They had a close one, for sure, with Armstrong. We've got Charlie Ellickson in net here tonight. Coming off a nice win Sunday against one of the Maple Grove Bantam teams. Starting this first face-off will be Meade. Gilbert and Fisher on either side. Clavin and Prentice back. Delano controls off the draw. Gets hung up a little in the blue or in the neutral ice and then dumps it back down deep. And Gilbert and Prentice work through it. A deflected puck early off the pad and a save for Ellickson. It gets punched out to the offensive zone for the Trojans. Now a breakout opportunity here for Delano as they work their way up. That gets deflected but just shy of mid-ice. That'll come back for icing as we get started. 14:21 left in the first. Kanan, Hasselfeld, and Homstall are your forwards here. Nicollet and Altschul back on D. Controlled for a while there. Delano, however, breaks it out to neutral ice. Good pressure there by Hasselfeld, but that is picked up by a Delano forward and a shot on goal and save for Ellickson. Just shy of a minute into this first one here, 0-0. Another draw here for Kanan. Kanan hung up in his feet. Delano player finds it. That gets flipped up high over the net. Nicollet plays it. Nice little breakout pass there, just off the stick of Kanan and back into Trojan territory. Back to neutral ice here, but controlled by Delano. Altschul back on it, plays it up to Homstall. Homstall works his way through, but picked up by a Tiger, and that gets deflected off. And another save for Ellickson. 13:23 left in the first. About a Tiger zone time here early. Trojans have to get a little something going offensively. And Nicollet picks a pocket, skates his way through neutral ice into the zone, bodies off into the corner, shut down by the Tigers, but that gets flipped on and deflected up there. Was LaRose on it. Couldn't quite get anything with it. Brown LaRose chips in a rebound, and the Trojans take an early one-goal lead at the 2:19 mark of the first. That all starts with a turnover caused by Wilson. Wilson skates that through neutral ice, carries it into zone, actually dangles around, finds himself on the doorstep. Delano goalie makes a nice save, but gives up a rebound, and LaRose puts it home for the early lead for the Trojans. Up to neutral ice here, Jeffers creates a turnover of his own, tries to dump it in. That gets handled by Delano, and that gets back in and out of zone, and a offsides situation there for the Trojans. And a fresh line change. Kanan back in on the dot. He'll have Homstall and Hasselfeld on either side. Clavin and Prentice will be back, and again, Charlie Ellickson is your goalie tonight. 12 minutes remain here in the first. It's been a fairly action-packed first. Or a long 3 minutes, depending on how you look at it. Tigers dangling around, find the post. Lucky to walk away from that one as that comes in. Another save there for Ellickson. Hasselfeld putting some good pressure on the forecheck. Clavin bounces that out. Kanan has it with speed, working his way in. Tries to get it back to Hasselfeld. He was covered. And Homstall gets a shot on goal. That gets initially gloved by the goalie, but he can't handle it. And eventually a defender from Delano gets it free. Now Delano is streaking forward on the far side. Clavin bodies him into the boards. Back to neutral ice here as Homstall hustles into the edge. He's going to beat him to that puck, at least create a little bit of a mess, and Kanan takes over. Skates it into zone, dangles to his left, and he works his way right to the crease. Going to try a little wraparound, looking for somebody. Nobody there as a skate deflects that as he had LaRose streaking in. Now Altschul is going to win the race back for this. Tries to clear it. Good hustle there by the Delano forward. But here comes Kramer now skating it through center ice. He works his way through. Powers his way in. That gets played off. Just got out in front of him a little bit there. Now Brown regroups at center ice. LaRose to Kramer. Can't quite get it out of the zone there as LaRose helps him dump it deep. Now Delano works its way through a breakout off a skate and actually create a little bit of a rush here for Delano. They put one off the pad of Ellickson. And here comes Wilson. Wilson flips one forward. Kramer's going to win the race to this one. Looking around for a wraparound opportunity. Rips one high up and over the net. Jeffers regroups. He's got a little bit of a seam. He carries his way in. Flips one in. That goes wide left. Good little shot off there for Jeffers as he was waiting for a line change there for the Trojans. Now Delano forces it out of zone, into neutral ice, into zone, as he gets bodied off that nicely by Prentice and turns that around. Momentarily, however, as we get back, now Prentice works one to center ice, nobody home. Good hustle there by Gilbert, trying to break that up, but Delano works it past him. And Wilson creates a turnover. Wilson has space, looking up the left side. Mead loses an edge there, crossing the blue line, and Delano takes back over. 9 minutes remain here in the first. Delano dumps, looking for a line change of their own. And here comes Clavin, recognizing he's got a little bit of space. He works his way into zone, all the way around, end to end. Looking for a little bit of space, looking for someone breaking. Tries to flip it out to his defensive partner, but nothing doing. Delano snaps up that turnover, and now is a little bit of a rush on their own on the near side. Kanan, however, ties it up, and it comes free. Free just enough to get to Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld has Homstall on the far side. That breaks free. Kanan holds the zone, albeit temporarily, and then Delano through neutral ice. Good little pass up, has Hesselfeld streaking. Looking up left side, little bit of a snapper there. Pops in off the pad of the Delano goalie. A couple defenders draped on Homsel as he works his way through. Nice little puck on net there for Nicollet, and almost a deflection opportunity. Does not find a home, however. Altschul now skating back. Right, Delano is going to work his way in, or work their way in. Shut down by Nicollet, and Altschul gets a piece of it. Slow things down. Good hard pass. Nice pass for Hasselfeld, and a tic-tac over to Hump. And goal! Beautiful play there as we have a three-way series of events there. Hasselfeld to Homstall, and Kanan puts it home on a nice little juke on that goalie. A 2-goal lead early, and a really, really nice play there. About a passing there from the boys from one to the other. So again, that was Kanan from Homstall, from Hasselfeld. Now Wilson carries it in off the next draw, trying to find a little bit of space. Gets bodied into the boards. Kramer here taking this draw. LaRose and Brown on either side. Jeffers and Wilson back on D. Ooh, that gets exited hard as Kramer wins that one, but it gets just outside of the reach of Jeffers. Nice little breakdown there as the Tigers shut that down, and a save as that pops on net there for the Tigers. Now Jeffers off of that rebound, trying to find a way out. He's going to reverse it around, has Brown on the far side. Just out of reach of Brown there as he chips it forward. Ooh, has Kramer just gets caught up in the skates, and that ends up in the Wayzata bench. 6:38 here left in the first, a 2-goal lead for the Trojans in a center ice draw. Meade here again, flanked by Gilbert. And Kurth. Prentice and Clavin are your defensemen. That one sneaks just by Clavin, but he's first to the puck, at least initially, to get tied up. Meade back there helping out deep. Has Kurth. Kurth trying to poke it through back to Delano, however. A little bit of space on the left slot. That one goes across the crease and into the corner. Clavin on it. That gets tipped across the edge. Good save there for Ellickson, and another deflection goes high up off the top. And another save for Ellickson. A flurry of goodness there out of our goaltender as he had several Delano scoring attempts with just under 6 remaining. Gilbert beneath me here. Then he does regain that, gets bodied out the puck near side, but carries it into the zone. Kurth with some forecheck pressure as Delano was going to try the far side. Not for long, however, as Meade breaks it up. Kurth has the centering pass, nobody home for it. Good hustle again for Meade as Meade comes in, closes on that one, gets to Clavin, chipped in by Gilbert, but shut down by the Tigers. Clavin pushes that one through. Good break up there for Nicollet as there was a streaking Tiger down the other side. Now Nicollet carries his own. He flips one in hard off the glove. Hasselfeld now working into the corner. He gets bodied. Meade now buries his guy in there as well as Hasselfeld joins in. High off the mark there. Homsall comes back. Finds a streaking Meade. Nothing doing there. And that will be iced. 4:39 left in the first. 2-goal lead here for the Trojans. Kanan now in on the draw as that full line changes happen with Homstall and Hasselfeld. Nicollet and Altschul on the far side. Nicollet carries it into zone. Homstall works his way in. Little wrister goes wide left as he had a little bit of room over that left shoulder, but just fires wide. Delano regrouping, looking for a breakout. Pressure from the Trojans as they do find their way out. Altschul back on D has the far side. He breaks that up. Tiger didn't get all of that one as it kind of went into Altschul, who shut that down. That gets flipped in and iced. All right, Kramer, Brown, and the Rose are in. Wilson and Jeffers back on D, working their way in. Brown gets into it, but turned around by the Tigers. Jeffers working his way in. Tries to skate it out, gets broken up initially by the Tigers. He reverses course and finds Wilson. Wilson looking for Brown. Brown tries to chip it forward, but it's out ahead of Kramer too far. And turn back over to the Tigers. Tigers looking for a line change. A little bit of space here for the Trojans. They're sitting on that one, however, and the Tigers take it. And there's a nice shot on goal, but saved by Ellickson. Staying hot in net is Charlie Ellickson, facing another wrister right into the chest pad. That one goes high up over the net and flips in and covered initially. Nothing doing there. And now Kramer has it with speed up the far side. They're going to give him room, and he pipes one. That thing was hot and just misses off the pipe. That gets flipped in and covered. Another save there for Ellickson. Broken up by Kurth nicely. However, the Tigers regroup at neutral ice. Line change here as Gilbert moves his way in. Prentice now finds a turnover. He dumps that across the red line and in. I think we should have a full line change here, yes, with Mead, Kurth, and Gilbert. Mead has it to Gilbert. Back to Mead. Mead has a little bit of space. Scooting across. Jukes in. Out and scores! Mead with a brilliant effort there off a lead pass, I think, from Gilbert. So I believe that is Mead from Gilbert at the 13-minute mark of the first. Mead skates through a couple defenders off that pass. Jukes hard left, comes back right, and finds the back of the net on a really good finishing play there. Mead himself back on the draw. He wins that face-off back to Prentice. Prentice looking for Kurth, and that just finds its way out. Clavin now working his way out, scooting forward. Has Mead again streaking up, dumps it in for himself. He's going to win that race from himself to the puck, looking for some space, dumps it back, has Kurth in the corner, along with Gilbert. Gets its way back to Mead. Kurth now with it. He gets bodied off that, only temporarily, gets that puck back, gets double-teamed into the boards there, and now Delano's trying to skate its way out with it. Good little break on that as Prentice shuts that breakout down. Creates at least a little chaos here at neutral ice, and Kurth picks it up and controls for the Trojans. Back to Prentice. Prentice looking for somebody on the far side. Nobody home, but that's going to get maybe just by enough time here to get a change of lines. Altschul trying to English one off the edge there. Homstall working his way up, trying to find Kanan. Kanan dangles his edge, but actually gets hung up there by the defender. And here comes good save there by Ellickson. Good hustle on the back check there for Nicollet just to disrupt that enough. And Ellickson with another nice save on a breakaway opportunity for the Tigers. 3-0 here for the Trojans. Just 40 seconds remain in the first. Good eat there. Nicollet stands in, takes one off the chest of a slapper from the blue line, creates a turnover to the other edge, which goes Kanan to Homstall, back to Kanan, but then turned over here, and now the Tigers have at least equal numbers coming back. Ulchel shuts that down on the near side, however, and Hasselfeld's going to be the first one to it. He's looking to flip one up to Kanan. Kanan chops one through, but the Tiger is there for it at neutral ice. 13 seconds remain as he wheels around and finds a skater, and the Tigers dump one in, and that ends up iced. 4 seconds left. We'll take a offensive zone draw with 5 seconds, see if we can't punch one in the remaining seconds of the first. Kramer on the face-off. Delano controls. They're ready, willing to just sort of bury this into the corner, ride this quarter out. Smart play there. Good first quarter. Boys skated hard. Really nice quarter by Ellickson, despite the 3-0 lead. Ellickson with a whole bunch of saves in the first. On the offensive side, the opportunities that we had, they closed on. So 2 kind of breakaway one-on-one opportunities, and a juke out of that goalie finds the back of the net for 2 of our goals. What was the third goal? Kanan had one on a bit of a juke. Meade had one on a bit of a juke. Who's the third? Oh, yeah, rebound. Yep, rebound for LaRose, which actually was sort of a breakaway opportunity that they actually stopped, and rebound gave up. So Kramer taking this face-off to start the first. He's got LaRose and Brown on either side of him. Jeffers and Wilson back on D. Wilson, nice pass up to Kramer. Kramer looking for space up the left side. He reverses back, dangles his way in. Trying to find a little bit of space there. Does get it out to Wilson. Wilson on the far side flips one in. That goes by. Jeffers now is going to try to dump one in. Brown on the near side has it, albeit temporarily. LaRose there to help out. Ooh, Wilson chops one free. Can't quite play it. Works his way back to it to get it back on LaRose's stick. Looking for Kramer maybe on the far side. Just out of his reach. This gets reversed out. Jeffers looking for it. Brown looking to get a little body, but comes up short. Does find Kramer on the far side. Kramer works his way around, and a rip shot, maybe looking 5-hole there, gets deflected wide by the Delano goalie. Brown breaks on that one, but can't control it as Delano skates free with it into zone, working up the right side. Good little pass there as Ellickson he sort of squatted on it. I think it slid just through 5-hole there, hit the back of the net, popped back out. 3-1 Delano. Delano scoring their first goal at 1:38 here of the second. Clavin rips one in. That gets deflected wide. Prentice rips one in, and that gets gloved and dropped. Good pressure here from the big boys up top, and another one from Clavin goes high and hard. Prentice is going to get another shot. That doesn't find its way all the way in. And now Delano with numbers, that'll be iced as that'll come all the way back down here with 12:47 left in a 2-goal lead in the second. Kanan takes his face off. He's, as usual, out there with Hasselfeld, Homstall, Nicollet, and Altschul shutting things down defensively. And the Tigers work this way through, and a brilliant save there by Ellickson, who had a kind of 2-on-none opportunity there, and glove save on a little bit of a wrister coming to his left. Good save there for Ellickson. All right, Homstall with space, working his way up the left. Tries to find Hasselfeld. There was a little bit of pressure there as Kanan dangles. That gets flipped up high. Kanan controls still. He's going to reverse. Centering pass has Hasselfeld there. Couldn't quite get his hands free on that. And Delano working its way in, and a hard wrister there right into the breadbasket of Ellickson, and another save. I guess shots are pretty even, right? Kramer, LaRose, and Brown now in. Jeffers and Wilson on D. Kramer just sort of muscles his way through traffic. A few different Delano bodies on him, and Brown's there to try to help him work his way out. Kramer does get it back on his stick. Looking for Brown on the far side. Brown flips one in. That goes off the glove and a save for Delano. Kramer comes back. He shuts down that breakout opportunity. He's controlling it. He's trying to power his way through. Jeffers plays it through center ice. Then back to Kramer, and it finally exits to neutral ice for the Tigers as Wilson works his way in all by himself, trying to get his hands free. Can't quite get anything on it. Eventually scoops one into the corner, and Kramer's there to play it. Brown breaks, looking for a little bit of contact, but can't play it. Delano tries to dump it out. It's reversed out. Has Brown. Brown has a streaking LaRose. LaRose pumps one in, and a save for Delano as he had that temporarily glove dropped it and then covered it. 10:48 here left in the second. Meade on the faceoff. Kurth and Gilbert either side. Clavin and Prentice back on D. Delano working a breakout opportunity. Has a streaking forward down the middle. As Prentice there to play it. Looking for Gilbert. That gets played off. Couple of saves there for Ellickson. And he, actually his defenseman, got that off the crease and iced it down. So 10:24 remains here in the second. Meade looking for it. Delano breaks away from it. Another save for Ellickson as that goes hard off the shoulder. Now Gilbert on the near side. He pokes one through. Can't quite exit zone, however. And Delano turns it back down. Clavin puts a body on into the corner. Meade on it. Clavin turns it over, or creates a turnover, I should say. He skates it out and has Gilbert out to neutral ice. Gilbert overruns that one at the blue line as Delano works it in, has slight numbers as we come in. A little back check pressure there as there's yet again another shot on goal. Clavin now has it. Clavin looking for a breakout of his own. That gets chipped out and iced. Kanan, Homstall and Hasselfeld in. Nicollet and Ulchel are your defensemen. Ulchel handles that one, works his way out. Brought in by Homstall, who does find room along the left side. Scoots one in, looking for a late breaking. Hasselfeld on the crease and just hops over his stick. Nice little play there, good scoring chance. Another chance added here as Hasselfeld breaks on it. Now Kanan there. Homstall looking for a little bit of body on the backside. That ends up back on the net. Homstall working it around the back of the net. Yet the Tigers control. Ulchel plays it. Looking for Homstall. Homstall at neutral ice. Nothing there. Ulchel plays it again. Trying to dump one in at center ice, but the Tigers are on it. All right, first penalty of the day, I believe. Just at the 6:20 mark of period 2. So the Trojans will have a skater advantage here for 2 minutes. That brings in a line change, which is Kramer, Brown, LaRose, Wilson, and Jeffers back. Flip to Jeffers. Jeffers has an opportunity. Deflected in goal for Jeffers. And is that technically Jeffers from Kramer? Right? Jeffers on the goal. I feel like if there was a tip, it was a Delano tip. Did you see that too?
It was tip. I was getting the goal because
So we believe we've got Ari on the goal from Kramer on the faceoff, and the Trojans are up 4-1. No, I'm pretty sure that was a tip by a Tiger. Brown dumps it out, has Kramer up the far side. Ooh, high one there. LaRose can't quite play it. It hopped over his stick. He does, however, turn it around, has a little bit of space back behind the net, trying to work his way free. Brown then plays it. Brown centers one hard off the side of the net, so just missed. LaRose turns, fires, and save for the Tigers. That was a quick trigger there as Jesse turned on that loose puck and ripped one in. 4-1 Trojans here, just under 8 left in the first. Mead with this face-off. Works his way to Kurth. Kurth back to Clavin. Clavin fires one in, but shut down by Delano. Joining Clavin back there is Prentice. Clavin breaks that up. Little rush up. Has it up. Looking for Gilbert just out of his reach. That gets deflected. Goes wide of the net there for the Tigers. And now Mead skates it out. Gets just enough of a stick check there to break it up. Prentice kick saves that back in. Kurth goes down, was able to pump that one into the offensive zone. Prentice holds that at neutral ice, trying to dump it back in himself. And Kurth there to play it. Dumps it into the corner. Mead will be there first, but the Tigers win the race there and work it out. And now they have a little bit of space up the far side. Prentice on, hits the brakes in a hurry. Kurth flips the stick there, creates a turnover, has Mead streaking up the right side with speed. Tries to dice him up, comes over, and a huge hit, and we will get another penalty there. Skater went real high with an elbow, and that's going to get you every time. So a 2-minute power play here for the Trojans with 6:48 left. Huh? What's that? Oh. So we think in 2 minutes, right? So. Kramer wins that race. And a brilliant glove save there Really, really good effort, as that was Kramer to Kanan, or Kramer to Hasselfeld. No, sorry. Kanan to Hasselfeld to Homestall, and had a whole net. He flipped his glove over there. Clean glove save. And the man advantage carries on here for the Trojans. However, the Tigers have a little bit of space to run this one back. They do dump it. .90 seconds remain here in the second. 90 seconds remain in the power play. 6 minutes left in the second period. That does get on net. That gets flipped over and a little bit on that one, and we will ice that one back. So just a bit more than half of this power play remains with 5:50 left in the second. Kramer, Brown, LaRose at forward, Jeffers and Wilson back on D. Brown can't play that on the breakout along the far side. And the Tigers retain possession. Now with a little bit of space as Kramer has a chance to skate that out. Helped there by Wilson, and now numbers as LaRose works his way around the left side. Has Brown back to the backside, can't quite get it through. Has Kramer, however. Kramer gets his hands free off a blocker pad there. That gets screwed up. Jeffers on the far side. LaRose on it. Wilson has a chance at it. Another good save. All right, probably last little push here as there's just 9 seconds left in the power play. Delano could probably bury this into the corner. One last chance. Wilson flips that in. That gets deflected off. And we're at even strength at 4:44 left in the first. Delano breaks out. Skates it into zone. Jeffers shuts that down. Has LaRose. LaRose to Kramer. Kramer on the far side. He flips that in and scores. A howitzer up and over the left shoulder of that goalie. No shame in that one. That thing's coming at you real hot and was right in that upper corner. I think caught just the underside of that bar. And Kramer scores from LaRose and Jeffers with 4:26 left here in the first. Kramer from LaRose and Jeffers. I think I said that right. All right, off this draw, a little back and forth at neutral ice. And a wrister there, and a save for Ellickson. 4 minutes left. 4-goal lead here with 4:09 left in the second. Oh, Meade here as he takes the face-off, works his way through, comes around and scores again. Harmon copy of a goal before, and I think unassisted as that was Drew from Drew as he punched a face-off forward to himself and finds that hard left to right juke in the back of the net again for goal number 2 for Meade. Maybe we can get my spotter to figure out if Meade's got his girlfriend in the stands or what the motivation is, but he is on fire tonight. Ooh. Kerr thought he had somebody. He pulls back on it, ends up trickling across center ice there as Clavin tries to play it out. He's going to skate it through himself out to neutral ice. working up the far side. He whips one hard. That goes wide to the left. Kurth there to stop that end zone. Prentice dumps one in. That goes wide right. Gilbert now into the corner. Trying to work one free. Nothing doing. And here comes the Tigers up the far side. Clavin shuts that down. Pins the forward up against. Only for a second as Ellickson, another save there in the middle. That will likely roll into the icing territory and a change for the Trojans. .248 left in the second. Kanan will take this face off. He'll have Hasselfeld and Homstall with him. Nicollet and Ulchel are your defenders. That gets just out of reach of Homstall, and a ripper goes wide to the left there. Hasselfeld's going to skate this one out, try to create a little bit of space. Gets hung up in the boards, and Nicollet there to play it. Now Nicollet has a little bit of space, and he works his way out, albeit temporarily. And Hasselfeld has it. Ulchel looking for Kanan. Kanan gets hung up. Kanan dangles his way through. Lots of traffic. Holds it on a stick temporarily. Ulchel, therefore, to stop it temporarily. But now, good numbers here for the Tigers. And that was a 3-on-none situation. And a pretty impossible stop there for Ellickson as he sprawled across the zone there. But a nearly wide open net there. No shame in that one. 6-2 now as the Tigers score here with just under 2 seconds. Just under 2 minutes. So 13:01 point of the second. Kramer, Brown, and LaRose in as your new forwards. Wilson and Jeffers now back on D. Ellickson breaks that up, gives up a rebound, and controlled by Brown. Brown looking for a streaking LaRose, but just out of his reach. .95 seconds left in the second. Delano skater couple laps around neutral ice, finds an opening and does find a streaking forward down the other edge. Jeffers has Brown calling for it. Brown scoots one through, can't quite get it on the stick of Kramer. Brown now looking up the far side. Brown looking for 5-hole, blocker pad save. That one gets back in. 1 minute remains. A little bit of pressure here for the Trojans. Brown finds its way. Jeffers with a slapper. Into the other far corner. Kramer there to play it. He's working his way around. That gets poke checked out as Wilson steps in for it. Kramer then holds the zone. The Tigers looking for a streaking forward, can't get it. That'll be iced back. 29 seconds left here in the first. Meade, the man of the hour, back on the face-off here with Kurth and Gilbert. Clavin and Prentice back. Gilbert does a nice job creating a little disruption in the corner. He goes down for his efforts, however. Kurth in there working with him. Good pressure there initially as Gilbert creates it, but the Tigers skate away with it. Find a little room of their own around the wrong side. That actually goes up and over the top of the net. And that is the end of the second. 6-2 Trojans with 1 period remaining. All right. We're back, carrying a full 4-goal lead in here. Meade out to take the first face-off of the third. He's got Gilbert and Kurth along with him. Your defensemen are Clavin and Prentice, and of course, Charlie Ellickson in net. Prentice works it up the near side. Has Gilbert. Gilbert with some stick work there, punches it through. The Tigers, however, play it. And they work their way back into zone. Glove save there. Actually, that just flips out of the glove. And played by Clavin. Wraparound opportunity there, shut down by Ellickson. Flipped out nicely. Has a streaking Meade. And more space again. And hooking in it. So we're going to get a hook out of this as well. All right, so a breakaway opportunity for Meade to put in his hat trick, stymied by the hook. And we'll have a 2-minute power play to kick off much of this first part of this period. Kanan in. That is a face-off one. Flips it back to Ulcho. Ulcho with a big drive in from the right point and gets gloved, and we'll have another draw here. Kanan, Hasselfeld, and Homstall in. Homstall looking for Nicollet. Nicollet slaps one in. Homstall with another shot at it. I believe a save there for Delano. Having a hard time getting it out. And that gets waved off as Ulchel back to play it. Ulchel just out of the reach of Brown as Kanan was breaking on that one. 1:26 left. Ulchel plays it to Brown. Brown flips one up blindly. And turnover to Delano creates a little bit of space up at neutral or in their own zone. Brown struggling to play it, but skates his way out. Now has Homstall streaking. Back to Brown. Brown calling for it. Dangles his way through. Comes across. Has Kanan on the far side, and that goes up and over the net. That gets back to Brown. Into Kanan. To Wilson. Wilson just holds the blue line there. Homstall works to his left hand. He's on it. Brown with a chance at it on a rebound. Can't get his stick free. Brown flips one in, and that's gloved and covered by the Delano goalie. Fresh crew in here for the Trojans. I guess Brown will remain with his trio of Kramer and LaRose. Wilson and Jeffers back. LaRose looking for Kramer. Kramer trying to get his hands free. Works his way across right into the midsection of the Tiger goalie. 13 minutes left in the third. 40 seconds left in this hooking power play. Delano controls off the draw. Prentice shuts it down, but it does leak just off the blue line. Hung up in neutral ice here. And now Jeffers going into the box. What was that for? Roughing. All right, so first penalty for the Trojans. So we will skate evenly for just under 30 seconds here and then have a 90 and change to kill. That was a loose puck that dangerously floated around the crease for a long time. Nicely covered by Ellickson. Delano controls, gets flipped in, directed and covered by Ellickson. Another draw for Kramer. Kramer looking for Clavin. That gets batted down. Clavin gets lost in his sticks. High bouncer goes up and over Charlie Ellickson as he saves that one. All right, now we start a man advantage here for the Tigers. Kramer's going to carry this one in shorthanded. Flips one in backhanded. Brown there with it. Oh, and that scoots all the way through. Clavin plays it to Kramer. Kramer trying to body one through. Can't quite exit it. Delano plays it. Prentice to Brown to Kramer. Draped all over him. Finds his way in the zone. Looking for a little bit of help. Caught the Trojans in a line change as the Tigers carry it in. Kramer looking for a little help. Has it in need. Glove save there by Ellickson. 24 seconds remain in this power play for the Tigers. Just 11 left here in the third. Tigers working up the right side. Deflected off the stick of Ellickson. Nicollet gets hooked in the edge. And we will have an even skate for 6 seconds and a power play for the Trojans for the bulk of that 2 minutes. How's your senior year going?
Good, pretty good.
Yeah? Having fun?
Almost over.
Mead on the face-off. Trojans now with the man up. Altschul trying to dump one in. I think it ends up in the Tiger bench area. Did it? So we'll bring this to neutral ice. So 1 minute and 50 seconds in a power play here for the Trojans with 10:43 left. First breaks on it. Gilbert has it temporarily. Works his way back. Has Nicollet into zone. Finds it to his right hand. And a ripper goes high off the glass on the far side. Altschul there to break it down. That scoots back behind the net. Nicollet tries to fire near or far side. Kurth dumps it back in. It does get to neutral ice, and a streaking Tiger has it shorthanded into zone. Works his way across. Nice little move up. Has Mead. Mead has a little bit of space to Kurth. Mead stays onside. Dangles by Kurth. Looking to get his hands free. Cannot quite get that shot off. But good stick work there as Jeffers breaks on that one just a few inches short of keeping that onside. So we'll get a new face-off here. 1 minute remains here in the power play. 9:53 left in the third. Kane and Homstall and Hasselfelt in. Jeffers and Wilson back on defense. Hasselfelt scoots that face-off win to himself down the line. Kanan with it. Possesses around. Working his way into zone. Finds his way with speed. Looking for a little opening. Turns it back around. Gets bodied into the boards, but recovers and gets back. Taking a few shots there as Hasselfelt turns, fires, nothing doing on the near side. Jeffers, however, plays it. That's going to roll back around the boards again. 23 seconds remain in this power play. Just 10 seconds and another good kill here for the Tigers, unless the Trojans can do something here, as we are now officially even. They flip that forward. Jeffers works it up. Has Homstall. Homstall has Wilson scooting up the far side, looking for Brown. Brown can't get it out of his skates. McCain there on it. Brown breaks again on it, and that flips in. Nicollet gets all the way to the goalie and a stick save at the 5-hole. 8:26 left in the second. Tiger wheels, dumps it into zone. Has Homstall near side. Homstall working his way around the left edge. Gets bodied in. Has a centering pass. Gets caught up in the back of the net. Ooh, ends up right at the doorstep. Prentice breaks on it. Kramer has his stick. Working his hands free. Fires one up and into the net off the stick of the Delano defender. 4-goal lead here with just under 8 minutes left in the third. Kramer to Clavin. Clavin with a little bit of room, flips one in. I think Kramer ate that himself. Looking for a screen. Can't quite scoot it through. Brown now working it up the near side to Clavin. To Prentice. Back to Brown. Scoots through him and LaRose. Both of them overskated. But Prentice breaks on it. He create a little bit of space for himself. Whips one in. That gets flipped in, and LaRose picks up the rebound. Shot by Prentice. Rebound off the goalie, and LaRose dumps it in for his second, I believe. 2 for LaRose as we go up 7-2 with 7:26 left here in the third. Meade on the faceoff. Controls it to Nicollet. And then a bit of a back and forth at neutral ice. Ocho into the near corner. Plays it. Delano gets there first. Dumps that back behind the net. Only back to Nicollet as he tries to skate it out. Shut down by the Delano goalie. Kurth then controls it to Meade. To Nicollet. And Kurth can't quite hang on to the blue line, and that'll come out offsides. Meade trying to power one through to himself again. Does get it into zone. Gilbert plays it temporarily. The Tigers dump it back in. Nicollet reverses to Altschul. Plays it up to Kurth. To Meade. Well, something working on the far side as Meade takes a hit. Kurth to Gilbert. Gilbert, one-timer. Another shot goes up and over the top. Good centering pass there by Kurth, and 2 good shots on net for Gilbert, as the first one bounces back as a rebound. The second one, I suppose, not on net. It goes up and over the top. But a good shot nonetheless. A good scoring opportunity created for the Trojans. Meade back on the face-off with Gilbert and Kurth. Wilson and Jeffers back. Wilson plays it. Far side. Slow roller in. Deflected by Wilson. I think they're trying to decide who scored it. I think it was. I think it's Kurth from Wilson is what I think ended up there. Did Fisher get a piece of that? I think. Huh? He's lobbying for it. Yeah. So I think that was goal number 8 here for the Trojans is Kurth from Wilson on the redirect. And Wilson again breaking his way out, determined to maybe find his way in there another way. Good pressure there by Meade. And Jeffers takes one down. And Jeffers with a trip. Prentice patient as we're going to kill a couple-minute penalty and a 5-minute remainder of the game. Tries to find his way out to Kanan. Prentice back with it again into his skates. And up the near side now temporarily is Hamstall. Turned around by the Tigers. Back to Prentice. Good stick work there by Clavin. However, it still lingers in the slot. Kanan works his way through, finds his way on a bit of a breakaway, dangles his way around, trying to get his hands free, flips one in and hard off the backboard. Good individual effort there by Kanan, not only to kill some time, to get a good scoring opportunity of his own. Prentice powers that through. Clavin out in front of us here, patient with it as he scoots that into zone, waiting for everybody to get on side, turn back around to the Tigers. 30-second remain in their advantage. Kanan, end to end. Hard shot, goes back up and off the board, skated through several defenders there, got his hands free on the slot, and that goes up and over the net. 7 seconds remain in this power play. Even strength here for the Trojans as LaRose tries to punch one forward, cannot quite. Tigers regain the zone. Looking for something. Brown now has it. Looking for LaRose. That is a bouncer just over his stick. And icing. We run time here with, is it a 5 or 6 goal lead? Is that true? 6 goal lead. So we're running time these last 3 minutes and 8 seconds. We'll go by in real time. Kramer in, looking for the draw. Hard pass up and over. Puck all the way down, not iced. And the Tigers have one deep. Look for a breaking skater. Altschul breaks that up nicely off the far side, just out of the reach of Kramer. Has contact in the middle for Nicollet. Nicollet now plays it. Brown has it. Brown couldn't handle it up the boards. Flips one forward into nowhere as the Tigers turn it around. Kramer from Nicollet. And that'll be a 2-minute on LaRose interference. LaRose.
It will be, but it should be
Oh. One of those incidentals.
He said piss.
All right.
That's when you think.
Meade tries to power one through again by himself. Centering pass for the Tigers. That turns, rips, nothing there. Scoots it away. Meade now working his way through. Has a little space in the middle. Has Kurth working his way through. Kurth back to Meade. Meade skates that through. offsides in the Trojans, so we'll have a face-off at center ice here. Hasselfeld in, giving Kurth a rest. Mead punches one forward again, but played by the Tigers. Jeffers settles, looking for streaking Wilson, but nothing there. Wilson overplays it, holds it at the blue line into neutral ice. Mead now forecheck, looking for a little action, trying to get a third goal in here. And that will be your game. 8-2. Good game here for the Trojans as they found the back of the net offensively today and a really good performance in net for Charlie Ellickson. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next time.